My beloved child, stop right now. You were not meant to find this by accident. I orchestrated this moment for you, right here, right now. Heaven is intervening tonight, not through dreams, not through riddles, but through direct revelation, and it begins with someone you thought you knew, your sister. Yes, her, not a stranger, not a symbol. This is personal, and I am pulling back the curtain, not to condemn her, but to protect you. As this message reaches your eyes, the spirit realm stirs. Her name is echoing through my courts. The truth has waited long enough, and now I am placing it in your hands. Can you feel it? That heaviness in your chest right now, that knowing that has been trying to surface for weeks. That is not paranoia, that is discernment, that is me trying to get your attention before something unfolds that will be harder to undo. Do not scroll, do not skip. I am watching your response in this moment. For the last 3 days, Archangel Michael has been on divine assignment to reach you. A direct order came from my throne. Tell the chosen one before it is too late. The pain will multiply if they stay blind, and so this is the moment. I placed urgency in this vessel's spirit to reach you with trembling truth. You have felt it, the distance, the hidden weight behind her smile, the moments her eyes could not meet yours. That was not your imagination, that was my spirit giving you insight. If you feel chills right now, if your heart is racing, that is me confirming it. You were meant to hear this, and it is only the beginning, for there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed and nothing concealed that will not be brought to light. I wrote that in Luke 8:17 because I knew you would need to remember it today. If you are feeling this word resonate in your spirit right now, if that uneasiness is finally making sense, leave a comment and just type the word truth, not for me, for you, because when you declare it, you acknowledge what I am revealing and you give me permission to continue unveiling what you need to see. Now breathe. Pause for a moment. I do not shout over noise. I anoint the still heart. In this stillness, I am not exposing to humiliate, but unveiling to heal, to cleanse, to guard your peace. Before you were born, a prayer in your bloodline rose like incense before my throne. I remembered it, and mercy has now arrived at your door. Chosen one, you were not selected for volume but for sight. Because you notice what others ignore, the strongest spirit receives the heaviest revelation, and my grace is here to carry it with you. This is not a call to rage, this is a call to holy composure tonight. Truth will be your sword, and peace will be your posture. What darkness hid in whispers, light will answer without shouting. Walk gently, listen deeply, let my voice steady your steps, because what I reveal, I also redeem. I have been trying to reach you for days, and now, finally, you are listening, not by chance, but by my divine orchestration. What you are about to hear is not just a message, it is a spiritual intervention. Archangel Michael was sent to you with urgency because a countdown has already begun. Listen carefully now. Your sister is not evil, do not let your mind run there. No, she is still loved by me, still seen by heaven, still redeemable, but she has stepped into something that was never meant for her, and what she is entangled in is already touching your life, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, this did not begin as rebellion. It began quietly as secrets often do, a choice made in weakness, nurtured by silence, protected by denial. What started as a whisper in the dark has grown into a shadow that now lingers in your shared space, and the longer it remains hidden, the deeper the consequence becomes. I gave her chances. One after another, warnings came through dreams, through people, through moments that pricked her conscience, but she turned away. Not because she is wicked, but because she is wounded, and what she chose has opened a spiritual door, one that I am now calling you to help close. Do not be fooled by appearances. You may see her as soft-spoken, gentle, kind, but there is a version of her even she does not fully recognize anymore. A version shaped by compromise. A version shaped by fear. A version that is not who I created her to be. She made a decision 6 months ago. I saw it. The angels saw it. The spirit realm felt the shift. That decision birthed a pattern, a cycle, and you are feeling the weight of it without knowing why. That sudden exhaustion you experience when you are around her, the sleepless nights, the unexpected tension in the room even when nothing is being said, it is not random, it is spiritual, and you have been chosen to discern it because among everyone in your household, you are the one whose spirit is most awake. I did not send this revelation to your brother. I did not send it to your parents. I sent it to you because I knew your heart would recognize the sound of truth even when it hurts. You were not picked because you are the loudest. You were chosen because you notice things you have always sensed, that something about her was not fully at peace, that behind her calm smile was a silent storm brewing. You did not want to believe it, you pushed it down, you made excuses, but the shift began, subtle at first, almost invisible, then undeniable. The veil is being torn now, not to destroy her, but to save both of you, because what is left in darkness festers, but what is brought into the light can be healed. Let me tell you what the angels witnessed. One night, not long ago, she sat alone. The room was quiet, but the atmosphere was heavy. Her lips did not move, but her soul was screaming. She was faced with a decision, to reach for me or reach for something else, and beloved, she chose the wrong altar. She made a spiritual agreement that I could not bless, and from that moment on, a thread of that decision began to weave into the fabric of your shared space. That is why you have been feeling the things you have been feeling. It is not just stress manifesting. It is not just anxiety about family dynamics. It is spiritual exposure happening in real time. Think about Joseph and his brothers. They sold him into slavery out of jealousy. They lied to their father. They tried to erase him from their family story, but I was with Joseph through all of it. I used their betrayal to position him for a purpose they could not imagine, and years later, when truth was finally revealed, Joseph had a choice: revenge or restoration. He chose restoration. He said to them, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." That is what I am asking of you now, not to seek revenge when truth comes to light, but to be part of her restoration story, because what the enemy meant for destruction in your family, I am about to turn into a testimony of my redeeming power. Think about David and Absalom. A father and son, deep love, but also deep betrayal. Absalom tried to take David's kingdom. He turned people against his own father. But when Absalom died, David wept. He cried, "Oh my son Absalom, my son, my son. Would that I had died instead of you." Even after betrayal, the love remained. Even after deception, the bond was still there, broken, yes, but not beyond my ability to heal. Your sister's hidden actions are like Absalom's rebellion. They seem unforgivable. They seem like they will destroy what you have built together as siblings, but I am telling you now, they will not, because I specialize in turning family tragedies into testimonies. I specialize in healing what seems hopelessly broken, but here is the miracle in all of this. I am not exposing her to humiliate her in front of everyone. I am not unveiling her secrets to destroy her reputation. I am exposing her to you first, to the one person in the family whose spirit is mature enough to handle this revelation with grace instead of gossip. And you are the first to receive this truth because you are part of the rescue mission I am launching. What is coming in 3 days may look small. A random phone call, a strange email, a folder accidentally left open, but it will not be random, it will be my trigger. The proof you did not even know you needed when that moment comes. Do not react in anger, do not accuse immediately, do not explode. Just breathe. My warrior angel will be with you, and my spirit will steady your voice. There will need to be a confrontation, there must be, but it will not be the kind that breaks a family apart, it will be the kind that purifies, the kind that brings healing even through tears. I am near to the broken-hearted and I save the crushed in spirit. I wrote that in Psalm 34:18 because I knew you would need it today. This message may hurt, but the only reason it hurts is because you love, you care deeply, but caring without clarity creates chaos, and I do not want chaos in your home. I want peace, but peace cannot live beside deception. And deception is wearing the face of your sister right now, not because she hates you, but because she is scared. She is trapped. She is tangled in something she does not know how to escape, and the only way to break that cycle is through the light of truth, truth that you now carry. If this message is hitting you in places you did not even know needed to be touched, if you feel layers of denial breaking away right now, hit that like button, not as a casual gesture, as a declaration, as your agreement with what I am speaking into your family dynamic in this moment. Here is what I ask of you in the days ahead. When tension rises in your home, do not let your emotions lead the way. When anger swells in your chest, do not shout the first words that come to mind. Pause. Take a breath that reaches all the way down to your soul. Whisper instead, Lord, take over my tongue, because sometimes the loudest victories come through silence that speaks volumes. Sometimes the most powerful confrontation happens not in rage that destroys, but in spiritual composure that disarms. Sometimes the wisest words are the ones you do not say, allowing my spirit to speak through your presence instead of your voice. This is how I train my warriors for family battles. Not with fists that wound, not with fury that fractures relationships beyond repair, but with presence that commands respect, with discernment that sees through deception, with stillness that disarms the enemy's attempts to create chaos. When that moment of revelation comes, and you will know it when it arrives, speak from a place of love that has been tested and proven strong, not love that enables, not love that ignores, but love that confronts because it cares too much to watch destruction happen in silence. Say something like this: I love you too much to pretend I don't see what is happening. I care about you too deeply to let this continue without saying something. This isn't judgment, this is concern. This isn't me trying to control you. This is me trying to reach you before something happens that we both regret, and then pause. Let those words settle. Do not rush to fill the silence. Silence after truth is where conviction does its work. Silence after love is where walls begin to crumble. Trust the silence more than you trust additional words. She may react with defensiveness at first. She may say you are overreacting, being paranoid, making something out of nothing. She may deny what is undeniable. She may deflect blame back onto you. She may even attack your character to avoid dealing with her choices, but underneath all of that defensive armor is a cry for help she does not know how to voice. Underneath the anger is shame, underneath the denial is fear, underneath the attacks is a soul that knows it is drowning, and cannot figure out how to reach for the lifeline being thrown. So do not take her initial reaction personally. Do not let her defensiveness push you into your own anger. Stay grounded. Stay calm. Stay connected to me in your spirit even while chaos swirls in the natural realm, because I am giving you a role right now that is both heavy and holy. You are becoming her spiritual lifeline even when she does not recognize it yet. You are standing in the gap between her and consequences she cannot undo alone. You are being positioned as the voice of truth in a situation where lies have been allowed to flourish too long. This is not about being right and making sure she knows it. This is about being righteous in your approach. This is not about winning an argument and having the last word. This is about winning back a soul that is drifting too far from shore. This is not about exposing her shame publicly. This is about creating a safe space for truth to finally breathe. Think about the woman caught in adultery. Religious leaders brought her to Jesus, ready to stone her according to the law. They wanted judgment. They wanted punishment. They wanted her destroyed as an example. But I looked at her differently. I saw a woman trapped in shame. I saw a soul desperate for a way out. I saw someone who needed truth spoken with love, not condemnation wrapped in religion. So I said to the accusers, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone." One by one they dropped their stones and walked away. Then I turned to her and said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more." Truth without condemnation, conviction without crushing, a path forward without pretending the past did not matter. That is how I want you to approach your sister, not with stones of judgment, but with truth that liberates, not with condemnation that crushes, but with conviction that leads to freedom. Not by pretending nothing happened, but by offering a path forward that does not require her to stay stuck in shame. In 6 months, you will look back at this moment and understand why I intervened so dramatically in your family dynamics. You will see how close you both came to a disaster that could have taken years to recover from emotionally, spiritually, relationally. You will understand why I woke you up now rather than waiting until damage was irreversible. The truth that emerges in 3 days will be painful. It will hurt more than you expect because betrayal from someone you love always cuts deeper than betrayal from a stranger. But that pain is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of healing that could not happen as long as deception was allowed to hide in darkness. You will have moments in the coming weeks where you wonder if you did the right thing by confronting her. You will second-guess yourself. You will replay the conversation over and over, wondering if you could have said it differently, handled it better, approached it more gently. Those doubts are normal, but I want you to remember this. You did not create the situation, you simply brought light to it, and light is not cruel even when it exposes what we wish was not there. In 1 year, if you walk this path with wisdom and love as your guides, you will see transformation that seems impossible today. Your sister will be free, not partially free, not pretending to be free. Actually free. The chains that have been binding her to destructive choices will be broken. The shame that has been silencing her will lose its power. The fear that has been driving her will be replaced with peace. Your family will be healed in ways that ripple beyond just the two of you. Your parents will notice the difference. Your extended family will feel the shift. Even people outside your family circle will comment on the change in atmosphere when you all gather together. Because when one member of a family is set free, it affects the entire family system, and your testimony, the story of how you loved your sister enough to confront her, how you spoke truth wrapped in compassion, how you stood in the gap when others might have walked away, that testimony will inspire others who are facing similar situations. Others who love someone making destructive choices, others who see truth but do not know how to speak it, others who feel called to intervene but are paralyzed by fear. Your story will give them courage. Your example will show them the way. Your testimony will prove that family restoration is possible even when it seems hopeless. But it all starts here. It starts now. It starts with you saying yes to truth even when it is uncomfortable, yes to love even when it might be rejected initially, yes to standing in the gap even when you feel inadequate for the assignment. You are more qualified than you think. I chose you for this role for specific reasons. Your sensitivity, your discernment, your ability to see beyond surfaces, your heart that breaks for people who are trapped, your faith that believes change is possible, even when evidence suggests otherwise. All of these qualities have been growing in you for years, preparing you for this exact moment. I have been training you through every difficult situation you have walked through. Every time you chose forgiveness when you could have chosen bitterness, I was training you. Every time you extended grace when you had every right to withhold it, I was preparing you. Every time you spoke truth in love instead of truth in anger, I was equipping you for what is coming now. You are ready for this. You may not feel ready. You may feel inadequate, overwhelmed, under-equipped, but feelings lie. The truth is, you are exactly where you need to be, with exactly what you need, at exactly the right time, because I do not call the equipped, I equip the called, and you have been called for this family mission. Walk forward now with confidence that does not come from your own strength but from knowing I am with you. Walk with your head high, not because you are better than your sister but because you carry my authority in this situation. Walk with your heart open, not because you are naive about the hurt that might come but because you trust me to heal whatever wounds this process creates. You are not walking into a storm that will destroy you. You are walking into a storm that will refine you, strengthen you, and ultimately position you as a testimony of my redeeming power in family dynamics. You are not entering chaos. You are bringing order. You are not stirring up trouble. You are exposing trouble that has been hiding too long in shadows. Archangel Michael stands guard over this entire situation. He has been assigned specifically to protect you, guide you, and empower you as you walk through what is ahead. When you feel overwhelmed, he is there. When you do not know what to say, he will help you. When fear tries to paralyze you, he will strengthen you. You are not alone in this. Heaven is backing you, angels are supporting you, and I am leading you every step of the way. I smile as I whisper one last truth into your spirit that you need to carry with you into the days ahead. What once broke you is now building you into someone stronger. What once confused you is now clarifying your calling as a family intercessor. What once seemed like a curse is becoming part of your greatest testimony. You are not a victim of family dysfunction. You are a vessel of family restoration. You are not trapped in a toxic situation. You are being positioned as a healing agent. You are not powerless in the face of deception. You are carrying truth that has the power to set captives free. This revelation about your sister is not the end of your family story. It is the painful but necessary middle chapter that leads to a victorious ending. It is the crisis that precedes breakthrough. It is the darkness right before dawn, and dawn is coming. Freedom is coming. Healing is coming. Restoration is coming for both of you. So go now. Go with peace that surpasses understanding. Go with wisdom that comes from above. Go with love that never fails. Go with faith that moves mountains. Go with authority that comes from being my child. Go with confidence that comes from knowing I have already won this battle in the spiritual realm. All that remains is for it to manifest in the natural. What I have spoken will come to pass. What I have decreed will be established. What I have promised will be fulfilled. Your sister will be free. Your family will be whole. Your testimony will inspire thousands, and my name will be glorified through it all. It is done, it is finished, and now it shall be revealed. Your breakthrough is not coming. It is already here.